What is going on, everybody? It's France. I'm here for NXT review for July 3rd, 2019. NXT going off the air a couple hours ago. I had a little bit of a snafu, so this is my second time of trying to do this review. Before we get into the review tonight, though, we are going to talk a little bit about the elephant in the room, and that is the Street Profits making their Monday Night Raw debut and really not doing much at all. They were there, they cut a promo backstage after they were spoiled right before the Falls Count Anywhere match that ended with the big explosion that got the holy shit mark from Corey Graves. They were there, they cut a promo, we see them later with Paul Heyman making fun of Brock Lesnar and everything, and really not doing anything. So officially they're not on Monday Night Raw. They're still officially part of the Black and Gold brand, which I feel is going to only be until we get to TakeOver Toronto. That will be the last day as an NXT superstar. Then they'll move up to Monday Night Raw. Apparently, Heyman is very high on the Street Profits, which the guy knows talent. I will admit that. So he is going to want to have them on his Monday Night Raw when he fully takes over, quotation marks, fully takes over after SummerSlam. Yes, he's having his fingerprints over that. The first segment, of course, was all Paul Heyman. But when it's supposed to be him at the full reigns, it's going to be the Street Profits are going to hopefully be that tag team with him, the Viking Raiders, the Usos, the Revival. If the Revival continue to be pushed, that's 4 teams right there that would just make Monday Night Raw a good tag team division. If you add on, of course, the AOP, if the AOP come back, that's 5. That's a nice little division for a single brand. All you have to do is see what Eric Bischoff can do and them can do for SmackDown Live. Do not bring the Undisputed Era, please. Tonight we had the second match of the Breakout Tournament with Cameron Grimes versus Isaiah Swerve Scott. We had Adam Cole. We had Adam Cole in his championship parade, championship celebration tour, which was absolutely amazing. You had Roderick Strong versus Tyler Breeze in the main event. You had KUSHIDA in action again. Mia Yim versus Aaliyah after weeks of the what is it? Something in Bougie, which whatever the fuck their team is calling her out and pretty much demoralizing her. That all happened tonight as well. And of course, we also had what else do we have? What else did we have? We didn't have much else. I think that was it really for NXT this week. NXT, another good episode. We actually had a good bit of time for matches. Oh yeah, Bianca Belair took on the former Diamante from Impact Wrestling, Priscilla Zuniga, in what was pretty much just a squash match to, give Bianca Belair something for us. Aaliyah and Mia Yim started off the show. This one was academic. We knew Mia Yim was going to win this one. Aaliyah and Vanessa Porn are not set up for anything special right now. It looked like they were put together to maybe challenge after the Sky Pirates, which did not happen, the Bayley and Sasha Banks tag team for the women's tag team titles. But of course, they put them on the Idiotics, and those titles were gone nowhere. Now these two are just, spinning their wheels and really not doing anything. Mia Yim wins this one in about 5 to 6 minutes with the Protect Your Neck for the 1, 2, 3 after the match, because she did a suicide dive during the match to the outside, in which she took out both Vanessa Bourne and Aaliyah. She sends Bourne into the steel steps, walks up to the ramp, looks out to the crowd, walks over to commentary, and says, "This is what Baszler likes to deliver her messages." She says, "She has something I want, and I'm not going anywhere till I get it. Tell Baszler I'm coming for the title, but she's also coming to whoop that ass." So it looks like Shayna Baszler will be going up against Mia Yim at NXT TakeOver Toronto 2, or possibly we could have a triple threat match with Mia Yim, Shayna Baszler, and Bianca Belair. If we have a number 1 contenders match between those two in these tapings later, and it comes to a breakdown because of Shayna Baszler, who is still on a tear, and that leads to a triple threat match. Either or could happen. We see what happens with Candice LeRae and Io Shirai last week after Io Shirai bludgeoned Candice LeRae. The only thing missing was Candice LeRae having a little blood coming off of her, but this is WWE. That ain't gonna happen. Catherine Kelly talks with General Manager William Regal to get an update on Candice LeRae, and he says it's more of a week-to-week on with Candice LeRae. All of a sudden, the Forgotten Sons burst in, pissed off because they ain't going to be getting the next title match. Wesley Blake, I think it was, asked the other two, hey, I can't make a match. Can you make a match? Riker, can you make a match? Regal said they want their opportunity that they deserve. And Regal says, unless my mind is playing tricks with me, you guys had your opportunity last week. And what did you do? You got yourselves disqualified. So as far as I'm concerned, you're in the back of the queue, the back of the line. So you're not getting the title shots. Kathy Kelly comes back in after Jackson Riker stares him down and is like, we won't forget this. And asks who is in line for the Street Profits if it's not the Forgotten Sons. Regal says he's been talking to the Forgotten Sons and he liked what they had to say. And that is going to be Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan next week. By the way, another wrinkle to let you know that the Street Profits aren't on Monday Night Raw yet is that during this show, they did not recap them being on Monday Night Raw. So it was like they were there, but they weren't there. Of course, people are going to be like, well, they didn't, this stuff was taped weeks ago. Yeah, but WWE does go to Connecticut. You have like Mauro or Nigel McGuinness in post-edit, say a couple lines while they show video footage of what happened during Monday Night Raw. They did not do that, so that makes you know that the Street Profits are going absolutely nowhere. Adam Cole was on a celebration tour. He stopped at a restaurant called Gargano's. Apparently, I didn't know this, Gargano's parents are actually owners of the Gargano's Pizza's place. Walks in and said he's here for 4 pizzas. Gargano's parents look at him suspiciously while they're in the back. Cole posts up, goes over and sees this wall with Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano picture, a couple other ones. Actually, Gargano's dad was wearing a NXT shirt on himself when Cole came in. He walks over, puts a picture of himself. It said Gargano to Gargano, and it said a couple other things at the bottom. I'm pretty sure that we didn't get to see. And he grabs a pizza. He pays. He says, "Keep the change." As he's walking out, he's like, "Oh, Frank, I love the Wall of Fame." Frank looks over and is like, walks over, pulls the picture down, and just looks disgusted by what he sees it has in his hand. Cole walks into a wrestler school, the same wrestling school that Johnny Gargano went to a couple of weeks ago when he was NXT champion, and gave the title to a couple guys to hold. Gave him a speech about if they work hard enough, they can be NXT champion. But Cole said, "You know what? Don't believe whatever Johnny Gargano said. That is nothing but crap." And let's be honest, most of these guys won't even sniff a bag at WWE. Not even close. You have to be for any of these guys, maybe just one might make it as an extra in WWE. Maybe even make it to NXT. He points to one of the bigger guys, one of the big heftier guys, and actually the same guy that Gargano in the video showed putting the title on his shoulder. Said, "Do you think you could really be NXT champion?" He's like, "You're damn straight I could." He said, "Stop dreaming." He says, "The pizzas are here for them. How about you go home, take a slice of pizza with you, and just quit?" They're like, "Okay, I think they've heard enough." He says, "Oh, yeah, well, I know you guys are paying for wrestling school, but here's some free advice. Get out of this town, get out of this school, and find yourself a new hero." He walks off. I'm loving this. They did not tease us with anything for next week, so I don't know what they're going to be doing next, but this Adam Cole celebration is just fucking gold. NXT has some of the best promos guys out there, has some of the best gold in there, and just awesome. Kushida versus Scott Parker. This was just a tune-up match really for Kushida. Not much happened here. He worked around Scott Parker a good bit. I think Scott Parker got one good punch in on Kushida. Kushida with a hip toss, cartwheel dropkick into the Sakuraba lock, which I guess is what they're calling the hoverboard lock now. For the instant tap out, Kushida wins in about 2 minutes flat. Not much else I can say there. Backstage, Kathy Kelly is with Tyler Breeze, who thinks and ask him what he thinks about some of the current roster, saying they are the ones who made NXT what it is today. Breeze says, what I'm thinking about is the Undisputed Era, and every time they open their mouth, They say something, they say the same stuff, and they say stupid stuff. And he needs to give people a refresher that this was NXT Breeze long before Undisputed Era or anyone else had ever stepped foot in the promotion outside of, for me, Cassius Ohno. He was there pre-network and post-network. That tease good sometimes. We get the next vignette for Killian Dane putting a warning to the NXT roster, saying he can't wait to show you what he's done, what he can do. We go into the second match of the first round of the Breakout Tournament. Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Cameron Grimes. Scott is previously, of course, known as Shane Strickland, and Cameron Grimes is known as Trevor Lee in Impact Wrestling. I don't know if Isaiah Swerve Scott has changed his look or anything. I've never seen Shane Strickland wrestle before. But Cameron Grimes looks like Trevor Lee with a new name. Nigel McGuinness was nice to let us know that Cameron Grimes was pretty much grew up in the wrestling business with his dad being trained by the Hardy Boys. Matt Hardy was at his birth, I guess. He's been in the ring since he was 2 years old. So nice little backstories there for Cameron Grimes. These guys put on a pretty good match. I mean, Cameron Grimes had a good bit of this match. We had, I think, which was one of the coolest sit-out powerbombs, as Cameron Grimes went with a backslide and then just popped right up, picked him up, and sit-out powerbomb for a 2 count. Scott does drop Grimes, big kick in the head. Grimes takes out to the floor. Scott goes for the Fosbury flop, and I like the way Ricochet does it, but we see Ricochet do it every single match, and it's getting kind of, overplayed and overdone. But the way Isaiah Scott did it, he bounced off the ropes, he came over, slowed down, and, turned to make sure he did it without, fucking up. That was just, it looks so weak. You gotta make that look seamless, and from bouncing off the ropes to over the ropes to the outside, and his just looked weak as can be. Knee strike on Grimes. Scott looks for a crossbody, and instead of, the double crossbody where they fall down, Grimes took him and flipped him into a splash for I believe a 2 count. Grimes stands up with a running standing double stomp for the 1, 2, 3, and Cameron Grimes is your winner. Moving on to the next round. I can't wait to see this tournament as it continues on. These matches are definitely great to see. I just wonder what it's going to be like for guys like Joaquin Wilde and Isaiah Scott, who lost in the first round or loses in these matches. How long will it be till we see them again? Bianca Belair took on Priscilla Zuniga, as I said. This was, of course, Diamante in Impact Wrestling when LAX returned a couple years ago, and it was Santana and Ortiz from House of Glory. And she was the female who came with those two, of course, Homicide and Conan. Immediately, Bianca Belair was not impressed. She just sitting there on the was not. This is the best you got for me. I went toe to toe with Shayna Baszler twice, and this is the best you got for me. Definitely, Bianca Belair was not impressed. Match was not even 2 minutes, not even 3 minutes. She caught 2 power bombs on Zuniga. Goes for the third one, but throws her backwards into the top rope. Hits the KOD for the 1, 2, 3, and Bianca Belair quick work and wins. It would not surprise me if we see Mia Yim versus Bianca Belair again, this time for the chance to go face Shayna Baszler at NXT TakeOver Toronto. We still got 5 weeks, I believe, left. 5 weeks left for NXT before we get to TakeOver Toronto, so we have a lot of time left. Clips are shown of Matt Riddle training in his probably his favorite gym. He talks about how he got into fighting, going to UFC, and now NXT. Says people are afraid of him in PC as he continues to train faster and get faster and stronger. Nice little short, sweet promo from Matt Riddle. Just keeping him in your head and everything, so you remember that Matt Riddle is here and he doesn't go away. This would be great for WWE's main roster if they would do something like this, because it's like a lot of guys and men and women disappear and we don't see them forever. The Viking Raiders were gone for a week, a month, and then they come back. If we see a package for them and what they're doing, maybe at the latest Viking Rally or something, they could cut a promo or something, that's fine. Same thing with Finn Balor. Where's Finn Balor been? He's been on one SmackDown since Money in the Bank. One SmackDown, and that was, I believe, the Tuesday after Stomping Grounds, where Nakamura hinted that he wants to face Balor. Give these guys video packages. Look what you're doing with Mustafa Ali. Do that for others. Mustafa Ali hasn't been seen in a while, but you have video packages with this way he wants to be WWE Champion. Do that with others. It would be great. Street Profits versus the team of Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. I can't remember what they fucking call them, what Marvin Allen calls them. But yeah, that is next week. Back to back weeks of main event, takeover worthy matches. This is what's great about NXT. Matches that we can look forward to on the next week. Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, we don't have that. We never have that anymore, if ever at all. This is going to be a great match. This guy could see being on TakeOver for the tag team titles. Whatever they do the week after that, I'm sure is going to have a match that we could see on a TakeOver for whatever. Roderick Strong versus Tyler Breeze. These two it was a damn good match. Backstabbers in this match, and Zaguri's Jawbreakers. These guys took everything they took what they could and kept going. Breeze with a kick to the head. Breeze slingshot and gets caught in, but wriggles away and hits a super kick. Cover for 2. Back and forth punching Breeze with another insecure, and he heads up to the top. Undisputed Era runs down for distraction. Breeze gets a super kick onto Fish as O'Reilly distracts the referee. Strong comes running in but gets lifted over to the apron. Strong gets a kick to the face of Breeze, hits the end of Heartache for the 1, 2, 3, and Roderick Strong beats Tyler Breeze in a pretty good main event. Can't wait to see what we got next week in that tag team match for the tag team titles. I have a feeling the Forgotten Sons are going to come out and take out the Street Profits and the Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan because they're pissed off. We'll have to find out next week. It's going to be probably another great episode of NXT. Maybe we'll hear something about Candice LeRae. Next week is going to be the final episode, I believe, of the first set of tapings. So I believe we won't hear anything from Io Shirai till the week after that, because the way they do these tapings is something like Io Shirai versus Shayna Baszler in the cage match with that heel turn was definitely probably the last thing they taped in that first episode. So I'm sure we won't hear anything from Io Shirai for at least 2 weeks from today. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Twitter and Twitch at The France Club, and I will see you guys Saturday for episode number 70. Is it 76? Something like that of Unscripted. Till then, my name is The France, and I'll see you guys later.